Wow, it has been so long since I've been live. Um, Update. So your girl just turned 31. Yeah, yeah, old. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I just turned 31 on Monday. So hey, y'all, how are y'all? Next year I will no longer be taking requests. I really want to stick to in the future of just doing worst to best and vlogs and anything like TV related. Maybe not like TV show reviews because they're kind of losing their luster a little bit. But yeah, that's basically about it. And maybe I'll bring mukbangs back, so it'll be like vlogs, mukbangs. Hey, what's up? How's it been? Long time no see. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm want to do with my channel next year. Cause like some videos, it's just yeah. Um, Thanks. Thanks, and y'all see I've decorated for Christmas. Let me fix this. Decorated for Christmas, okay? So first we have this right here. I got this last year. There was like jewelry in it. Um, and there's all this stuff in here like this, and, nail glue, and hauls, and earphones, and this thingy. There's a little J necklace. And then I have this nutcracker I've had for years now. Y'all can't see her, but she's over here. Right here. Her purse, her purse is broken. I love shoes. Got this from Hobby Lobby back in 2017. This was actually my first ever Christmas decor. I forgot. And then, let me see. I got this little thingy right here. Stole it. Sorry. No, you're watching. um, and then got a gingerbread house. And then we got a gingerbread man. Then we got this cute little thing from last year. It was on a cupcake and I just kept it. Yeah. And then I got this little snowman. Got the Grinch. He's new. He's at CVS for $9. And then you got this other nutcracker. Had him for a while. And you got Santa Claus. But yeah, so I thought I would do a live reading. This is Virtual Boyfriend. This is Virtual Boyfriend 2. Yeah, the same thing for TikTok too, because I don't know what's going on over there. Like maybe I'll just use that just to sell stuff and like call it a day, because other videos are not doing well. Again, the book is Virtual Boyfriend 2, What's Next? You can find it on Amazon. Just search my name up. Actually, books are actually coming up with my name now, so that's good. This is actually my 4th book, and I've been working on 5 and 6. Those will be out next year, because I ain't putting out no more books this year. But, yeah, so we're going to read this one. This is Virtual Boyfriend. If you want to get your own copy, again, it is on Amazon. And, like, I've grown so much. Like, I'm still working on, like, you know how authors have, like, the name of the book right here and their name or something like that? I want to start doing that. Or like, let me see, like this book right here, use it for example. Yeah, like see, she has like this, like she has her name right here, and then she has like the title of her book right here. That's what I want to do with the next one, but I gotta figure out how do you like do it. Like, you don't have it on the chapter page. It's like, it's kind of confusing. Like, authoring is confusing. Okay. Chapter 1, The Breakup. Tabitha Angeline Givens has been taught a lot of things in her life. However, one thing didn't stick. Her relationship with men. She has curves that make a man stop in his tracks. Beautiful brown skin and curly hair that many women would be jealous of. Okay. She's used to men staring at her. Sometimes she wishes that they would walk by her instead of looking. Every boyfriend she's ever had cheated on her or verbally abused her. Her first good relationship was with a man named Oscar. Before him, men walked all over her, and she just let them because her self-esteem wasn't high enough to say no or to stop them. She was 24, he was 25. They have been dating for 3 years, and they love being around each other. They do everything together. He seemed like the perfect guy. the guy of her dreams, but there was one problem. She never met his parents. She felt like she wasn't good enough to be a part of his family or to even meet them. She felt that Oscar was embarrassed by her. She introduced him to her parents. They liked him instantly and thought he was an outstanding man. Her parents, Charlene and Thomas Gibbons, are very talented and smart. Her mother is an actress and her father works as a lawyer. Her parents got divorced when Tabitha was 10 years old. Tabitha's mother never got the chance to explore life because she got pregnant at a young age. Charlene met Thomas in college. She was an acting major. She enjoyed drama and what it took to be an actress. Thomas also happened to be in this class. He was figuring out his options. But then he realized he didn't want to be an actor. However, he enjoyed his friendship with Charlene, and it grew into a relationship. Thomas winded up changing his major to criminal justice law. Everything was good and dandy until a month after Charlene turned 19. Her period was late, and she was never late. She took a pregnancy test, and it was positive. She found herself being a teen mom. Oh, I'm so sorry. I did that, and it looked like the white was in here. I'm sorry. That's embarrassing. Thomas knew he had to do the right thing, and he asked Charlene to marry him. Made y'all leave, huh? They didn't waste any time and got married at a courthouse and lived together off campus. They continued to go to school and had their parents babysit the baby while they were in school. Charlene's parents were disappointed in her, but they helped her and their new son-in-law. At the ages of 22, they both graduated from college. Thomas graduated with a degree in criminal law, and Charlene graduated with a degree in acting. They were married for 10 years, living in bliss, but then Charlene was ready to get back out there and get into acting. Thomas didn't agree with his wife's decision. She was mad that her husband got to live his dreams and she never lived hers. Tabitha noticed that her parents were bickering more than usual and it was mostly about Charlene's acting career. They decided to get a divorce. There was no point being in a relationship where both parties weren't happy. Charlene moved to Hollywood where she could live her dreams of becoming an actress. I'm going to have to get some water. On the other hand, Tabitha's father stayed in Victorville and she lived with him. When Tabitha got into her college years, that is when her mother started getting back involved in her life. She was on this TV show. Oh man, where's my plug? Hi everybody, what's up? I'm reading my books live. I probably will only get through one. We'll see. I might have to do the other one tomorrow. If y'all want to play a game instead, just let me know. Ugh. I don't think anybody's really interested in this live or anything, so yeah. Ooh, excuse me. When they told her, she was devastated, but at the same time, she knew things happened for a reason. There was one night her dad hosted a dinner, and her mom wanted to meet Tabitha's new boyfriend. She invited herself. Thomas didn't want his ex-wife there. Every time she came around, she reeked of a fame whore, and all she ever talked about was her fame and the TV shows she used to be on. However, they do share custody of Tabitha, therefore he has to deal with her for just a couple hours. Thomas called Tabitha, invited her and her boyfriend to dinner. They loved him, and Tabitha's mother pulled her to the side and said, "Hold on to him as long as you can. He's a keeper." She told her mother she will. Oscar majored in criminal law. Something about it just sparked his interest. He was always kind to police officers and never got in trouble with the law. However, his family members didn't have the same luck. They have gotten accused of stealing and being in gangs. It was a type of situation, wrong place, wrong time. Tabitha noticed a change in her boyfriend's behavior. He was acting like he was hiding something from her. Tabitha and Oscar shared an apartment. They only had a couple more months left before they graduated college. Tabitha and Oscar were watching a movie on Netflix. Oscar got up from the couch and looked over at Tabitha and said, "Baby, I'll be back. That coffee went right through me." Oscar replied while he was holding his stomach. "Okay," Tabitha replied as Oscar walked away. When Oscar left, his phone rang. Tabitha was curious and looked at the phone and it said, "Hey baby, I missed you last night. When are you going to dump her and get with me?" The message read. That got her blood boiling. Ugh. She thought to herself, how could he do this to me? She thought about how they met. They met freshman year at Victor College and it was orientation day. Tabitha wore skin-tight jeans with a beautiful tank top. Her skin looked glistening. Oscar was sweating just looking at her. He knew he had to go talk to her. He walked up to her and said, "You're the only 10 I see." He replied with a smile and then a wink. Then he muttered, "Did I really just say that?" She laughed. "I'm sorry, I'm Oscar Torres, and you are?" He announced as he extended his hand to introduce himself. Oscar had this suave look to him. He had beautiful short length hair, and his mustache reminded her of a man from a telenovela. Tabitha Gibbons, I've heard of that line before, but I think you said it wrong. How? I think I think it's "Are you from Tennessee?" because you're the only 10 I see. You're right. Another guy passed that line on to you? No. Oscar looked at her and realized this might be his only chance to ask her, "Hey, we'd like to go out sometime?" "I'd love to." Tabitha. She was staring at her boyfriend's phone and thought about when they first met. He was dorky and sweet. But now he is turning into the type of guy who cheats and keeps secrets. When he came out of the bathroom, she was holding his phone. "Oscar, what's going on?" "Don't play dumb with me." "Who's Cammy?" "She says she misses you." She yelled that she threw his phone down on the floor. Oscar looked down at his phone and screen shattered in pieces. "Cammy?" I know I'm in deep shit now. I met this girl at the strip club. She wasn't dancing. She was there with a few friends. And we hit it off. This was 5 months ago. I ended up cheating on Tabitha. Cammy invited me over to her place to drink and talk. One thing led to another, and we ended up having sex. Didn't mean to. It was the beer. Tabitha was on a girls' trip. We kept in contact and texted and talked on the phone when Tabitha wasn't around. He began to tell her, "I met Cammy when you were out of town." "When I went on that girls' trip, I was only gone for 3 days. How could you cheat on me?" She yelled, trying to hold her anger. "I'm sorry, Tab. Let me explain." "Get out, Oscar. I don't want to hear what you did, why you did it. I leave for 3 days and you betray my trust. We're over. Pack your bags and get out," Tabitha shouted in anger. When Oscar went into the bedroom they shared and packed up his things into a suitcase. He looked around at his apartment for the first time. He enjoyed living there with her, and he messed it all up in one move. He walked out. He looked at Tabitha, but she didn't look at him. Chapter 2. Best Friends. After Oscar left the apartment, she went on her computer and logged into Facebook. She went through the usual steps after someone who was going through a breakup does. She blocked Oscar off all her social medias, but before she did, she looked at Facebook Messenger and seen 5 messages from Oscar. He sent her 5. Why do I even bother going live? Why did I even bother? I hadn't been live in 2 weeks, and nobody's even in here. He said that he was sorry. He was too drunk to know what he was saying. Just the usual lies a man tells. She had enough and changed her relationship status from taking to single. She was fed up. She went to bed alone and thought to herself she was upset when Oscar told her he cheated. She needed to relax. Therefore, she decided to take a nice bubble bath. She loved Bath and Body Works, Japanese Cherry Blossom. Man, I got some of these books. I write them exactly the same all the time. That's not good. Like some of the same things I mentioned. It was her favorite scent. She jumped in, got comfortable, and began to think about what went wrong with her and Oscar. She had school to think about. She was at the finish line. This is her last semester, and she's gonna let a breakup stand in her way. She had everything he wanted. She wanted. She gave him the good sex whenever he wanted it. He wanted to give all that away for some skank. She decided to call her best friend for support. She was always understanding with a touch of tough love. She got out of the tub, logged out of Facebook, and went to sleep. Tabitha graduated from college, and she was glad to have her business degree. She knew it would take her some time before she can own a business of her own. She applied at different places, but when she applied at the Holiday Inn for the receptionist position, she felt confident within herself in the interview. A couple days after the interview, she heard back from Holiday Inn, and turns out she got the position. She was stoked about it. Her goal is to have a boutique of her own. A business license is a pretty penny, and starting up a business is as well. She's been saving up. She was working at the Holiday Inn for a couple weeks, and her day off had arrived, and she was excited to spend time with her best friend, Reina Dominguez. Reina and Tabitha have been best friends since high school. She went to her quinceañera, and they always spent their birthdays together. Reina already knew about the breakup and has been there to help Tabitha through this difficult time. She called her. "Hey girl, how you doing?" "I'm good. How are you, Tabitha?" "Heartbroken. I'm still trying to get over the fact that Oscar was cheating on me. I thought I was going to marry him. Guess that teaches me not to put my eggs all in one basket. I don't think I'll ever date again." "I'm sorry, girl. I know how much you loved him. You'll be okay. He didn't know what he had. You'll find love again. I did, but it's time to move on. Yes, and what better way than online dating? Have you ever tried online dating? No, I haven't. Why? That's where I met Eric, and we've been happy ever since. Online dating, I don't know about that. Aren't there perverts just looking for little girls on there? Rand thought to herself, she's always saying the craziest things that come to mind. Tap it there. There are some nice guys on these dating sites, even these broadcasting apps. I know the perfect app for you. What's the app called? It's called LiveFly. It's been around for a year. You can even earn money on there. I've been on there working on getting some business connections. Has it been working? Have you seen relationships form on this live app? Yes, I have. They seem happy. A couple even fell in love and got married on the app. Oh, that's sweet. But appearances can be deceiving. But I'll make an account. Let's meet up later. I at the club. I need a margarita. Sure, I love you. I love to. I'll see you in a little bit. Bye, girl. Bye. Chapter 3. Finding Love. After her girls' night out, Tabitha went to her iPhone and went to the App Store and downloaded LiveFly. There was a lot of people, all ethnicities and sizes. She went to a lot of different broadcasters, especially male broadcasters, because duh. She did it on her lunch break. Most of the guys were just acting hard or acting like they were loaded. 2 days after discovering the app, she went to a broadcast that out to her. The name on the screen said El Grande Rey, which is the big king in Spanish, but his real name was Alexander. He looked like he had a lot of confidence within himself. However, his appearance didn't match nor do him justice. He had an unshaven face. He was on the heavier side and of Latino descent. Tabitha had experience dating outside of her race, however. She has been broken up with before. One guy said he didn't have feelings for her. She was disappointed, but she got over it. Alexander would always smile at her when he would jump in her beam. That's the app's version of FaceTime. He looked like he wanted to ask her out. She could tell because it was written all over his face. However, he couldn't get up the nerve to ask her. He would stay in her beam for at least an hour. Alexander seemed like he didn't have a lot of experience with women, but he looked like the type of guy that can love a woman a long time. When they weren't on the app, she would direct message him. She met up with her friend Raina at the local mall. The mall has several department stores. There's even a Dillard's. Raina and Tabitha wanted to have a clothes shopping day. They went into Forever 21. She wanted to buy some clothes and tell Raina about Alexander. When is Alexander going to meet you? You've been talking to this guy for 2 weeks. You sure he's not a catfish? Girl, how can you ask me that? You know with LiveFly what you see is what you get. Tabitha, I know. I introduced you to it, but what if that is his brother and it's not him? You see how cute these are? Oh, yes, they are all the rage. Just grab a pair. But girl, no. I've seen this guy in his broadcasting glory. He's different than the guys I typically date. Not only because he's online, but he's had his heart broken before. And Tabitha, I love you, but I don't want you to get your heart broken. Just don't give your heart away right away, okay? Okay. Make sure you make the right decision and use a condom. You don't know where he's been. Raina, I'm sorry, but I have to keep it real with you right now. You've ran into problems like this before. Remember Jerome? She thought back to a time where she was naive and desperate for love and attention. There was this guy in high school. He was the typical tall, dark, and handsome kind of guy. His name was Jerome, but everybody called him Little J. Everyone said that he was a player, but she didn't listen. There were rumors that his D game was on point. The event in question did not take long to happen. After a week of flirting, she found herself in his bedroom, naked in his bed. That would be her first time having sex. She thought it would be all nice and gentle, but he was rough. She thought he wanted to make love, but that's not what it was like. There was a lot of pounding and banging after he was done. She felt like she had just been drilled. After they were done, he gave her clothes. He gave her clothes, shoes, and kicked her out. There was no cuddling, no I love yous. He just kicked her out. She was in utter disbelief. She thought what he showed the world was a facade. And when you're in a room with him alone, he would turn into the sweet, passionate guy. She lost her virginity to this boy, and he turned out to be an asshole. When she told Raina about the whole ordeal, Raina was not supportive. Raina told Tabitha that she had warned her before she even did it. She was less supportive after what happened next. 3 weeks later, her period was late, and she was never late. She was freaking out. She couldn't tell her parents because they would give her this whole speech. She went and told the one person she thought would understand. Her best friend, Raina. She was the more conscious one. She realized things before Raina did, before Tabitha did. She was intuitive. Raina didn't understand, however. She reiterated to her friend that this would happen. Tabitha always felt like her father would scold her. She ended up getting her period and she swore off having sex again until she got on birth control. Tabitha! Tabitha! Where did you go just now? I was thinking about Jerome. Jerome, girl, that was so long ago. Oh, I hear you thinking about him. Just a situation. I'm over it. Girl, I gotta get back to work. Okay, well, I'll see you later. After she left Raina, she jumped in the BMW before she turned on the car. She decided to call Alexander. This game of cat and mouse is getting old. She dialed and surprisingly answered, "Hey Tabby, what's up? You know I hate when you call me that." "I know, but it's cute though." "Any reason you were calling or you just wanted to hear my voice?" As much as she liked Alexander, she noticed that he was conceited. "No, I wanted to discuss something with you, but I'm on the road and two cars just got in an accident in front of me." "Okay, drive safe. Call me when you get home." Um, Police and ambulance came to see what happened to the people that crashed. After the road was cleared, she was able to get home within an hour. She hated smelling of the day and decided to take a shower. She found a pair of pajamas and grabbed something to eat. She looked for his number in her phone and called him. He works for Uber, so he doesn't have a designated schedule. He could jump in his car and get paid to drive people to their destination. Alexander answered on the third ring and replied, "Hey, Tabby, what took you so long to answer? I was in Amber's broadcast." "You have got to be kidding me. Why are you always in her broadcast?" "I thought you were trying to get with me, not her," Tabitha sternly replied. "I am." "Well, why do you go to her broadcast then?" "Tabitha, I go to her broadcast because I send her diamonds and she sends me diamonds. I like watching her. She seems cool. You know, whatever I get, I'm going to give to you." "Tabitha, Amber aggravates me. I hope I can learn to control myself when it comes to Alexander. Even though she's cougar age, I could take her, but she probably doesn't even know how to fight." "Alexander, I want to ask you something. Go ahead, boo." Tabitha thought I grew tired of the game of cat and mouse. Whenever they both weren't working, they were on the phone, talking to each other. Even though she hadn't met him yet, she couldn't wait anymore for the day to meet him. "We have been talking for quite some time, and we haven't met yet. We need to meet. If you could talk to Amber, you sure as hell can meet me." "You're right. It's time. We should meet. Do you want to go out on a date tomorrow afternoon?" "Tomorrow's perfect. It's my day off. What time do you want to meet?" "We can meet at 12 o'clock. And I think that's all I'm going to read. Going live on YouTube sucks now. TikTok is starting to suck a little bit. Instagram been sucking. And YouTube kind of sucks a little too. Because, like, I want to work on next year. This is one thing I'll put out on my vision board. I want to work on, I wouldn't say like giving up social media completely, but just like posting less and, really working on real life-ish. Because, like, the only social media that's helping me, like, towards something in a way is TikTok, and that's about it. Because, like, this ain't helping. Like, the watch hours go up so slow and everything else. And I'm like, nobody's even here right now. Like, what? How poppin' do my lives have to be? So I'm just going to get off.